Alex, I see you are back from the dead.
Yep.
You and I
virtually anyway. Physically, I'm getting there.
I mean, you and I have put your differences aside, and
why? What happened?
Well, that's why you weren't on the last couple of episodes. You guys had a massive falling out, sure.
Did we?
Yep.
Yes.
That's what.
What'd you do to me,
Yeah, that's what the viewers know, man.
You made a racially charged comment towards IY, and then in turn he broke your PC.
Oh, so that's how it happened.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Why
would you do that to me, IY?
Why are you so racist? Huh?
Yeah, but it says the racist, like, and that's coming from me.
Stop being racist.
Yeah. Stop throwing those hate stones. Kind of like the Infinity Stones, but more controversial.
You throw one, and it's like, oh, the Jews faked the moon landing, and then you throw another, and it's like, yeah, black's out.
Well, I guess that's being censored.
What? Sorry. Black's out.
African Americans out. Nick, I'm sad again.
Hans, you're always sad.
I am sad.
You kept discussing killing yourself yesterday.
Yeah, I did.
And at a point, I kind of just wanted you to do it so you'd shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Why did you not just do me a favor and do it in my sleep?
Because then I'd get done for murder.
No, you just make
Not
it
if you do it well enough.
That he suffocated himself with a pillow.
Yeah.
Well, you don't. That's the wrong way to go about it.
I don't think
pillow-
that's possible.
The pillow fell on my
He
face. while I
died
was
of
sleeping.
alcohol poisoning. That is, something that could probably happen in the future.
That's actually very viable, yeah. Speaking of depressing, shall we talk about GRIS?
No, because I would want people to know that I killed Hans.
Well, maybe talking about it on the internet is not the best idea.
Yeah.
No, I want people to know. Because...
I mean, is it really an accomplishment? I mean, he's got a foot out the door already, so...
I would need people to know that I am the dominant brother.
Like, you just look up our height difference for that. Guys, I don't want to record anymore. I'm going to go cry in my bed for it.
Well, I mean, you could do that, Jerry.
Just every so often just hear it sobbing from Hans's microphone. Oh, that'd be really funny.
It's like, and I'm joined by Hans.
So, I need your advice before we start.
You could have asked us at the start of the preamble, and this could have been the subject of the preamble.
No, I like your sadness. It's fun. Should I be racist in my intro?
No.
Okay.
How racist are we talking?
Yeah, well, like, what are you talking about?
Well,
like, is I going to come smash your computer? Like,
maybe, yeah. I mean, it's not that bad. You know what I'm going to do? I need to talk. Okay, I'm going to do it, but...
Well, which one?
If I cross a line, feel free to tell me.
If he crosses a line, I will just disconnect so we never see him again. That's okay.
Brothers and sisters, welcome to the Not So Super Bash Purse presents Game Club for April 2019. Yes, Game Club is back, the monthly video podcast review thing, where we play a game for the month, come back and discuss it for your listening pleasure. This month we played GRIS from Nomada Studios, and as ever, I am your host, Painted Black, Nick Davis, joined by I'm Blue, Dabba Dee Dabba Da, Hans Davis. The colour and the shape, Alex Proudfoot.
Ironic, because I can't see it.
And they call me Mellow Yellow, IY Chum.
Thank you so much, Nick.
Wow.
See, I originally had Hans's that one, and then because I originally thought that might be too racist.
I was going to say, Nick, you're taking Hans's gimmick.
Yeah. There's only one for one massive racist in this group, and it's me.
So how is everyone?
Offended.
As always.
I'm going to go write. I'm going to write a very mean comment
You
on
precious little snowflake.
That's how I laugh.
Yeah, well, I just go.
He's unsubscribed.
Yes, GRIS, the 2D
Objection.
platformer.
So, I'm still unsure how to pronounce this game. Because every
right.
other...
I'm assuming it's GRIS.
No. So every review I have seen, they say GRIS, and the studio is Spanish, and I believe I took Spanish in school, but I don't remember. But like, you do pronounce like all the letters right, because I saw a little comments also on videos sort of saying that that GRIS is like how you say gray in Spanish.
Right, hold on. Google will tell me. Gree.
Like, I think gris sounds better than GRIS, personally.
Gray.
Yeah.
Spanish.
Oh no, I've already looked that up. Yeah, that is true. Like, that bit is right. It's just the pronunciation of it.
But I'm wondering, like, does Google will have like a pronunciation thing?
Oh,
And, like, will let me listen to the word.
oh, is it this?
Well, see, I wikied
It is
it and it
Greece.
doesn't. So. Greece. Greece.
There we go.
Like the country?
Okay.
That sounds German almost. Greece.
So yes, Gristle.
I mean, it sounds a lot less fancy now.
Yeah, it does. The 2D
2 out of 10.
platformer originally released on the 13th of December 2018 on
Oh,
PC.
it's not a 2019 game? Damn
No,
it.
on PC and Switch. And in Gris, you play a young girl in a mysterious world who must adventure through the hand-drawn landscapes to try and bring colour back to the land. IY, you picked Gris. Elaborate.
Like, I really wanted a game for my Switch, right? that I knew that Alex could play on his PC wherever he came back.
That wouldn't cause Alex's PC to explode again.
But also, I think that trailer really like sold it well to me, and you know, I think it just after playing stuff like Hollow Knight and like that kind of like artsy 2D kind of game, you know, really kind of drew me to this one. And I thought,
Drew you?
Uh,
all right,
Can I leave the call?
I mean, you can if you want.
yeah, and I figured like Amy would like watching it, and she did.
As ever, I have broke this down into 3 categories.
Nick,
Yes, Hans.
what are those categories?
Gameplay,
Fantastic.
2D art,
Mm-hmm.
and story?
What?
God damn it. Who put a question mark in Nick's script? You know he reads what he or says what he reads. Come on.
I have a story question mark, and then in brackets, metaphorical or otherwise.
All right,
I mean, there is a story.
We'll get to it.
I believe it's
Okay.
kind of more what is the meaning of the story, probably. Because it's artsy, so it has many layers.
Before
Like
we
an
get into
onion.
it, how far did everyone get in Gris?
Nick, how far did you get? with
I
this?
would say I got about 10 minutes before the end, before I decided to stop playing.
Wait, why?
Because I was done.
That was my question exactly. Like, if you got that close
Yeah,
to
you
the
might
end,
as well
just
just
fucking
finish
finish
it.
it.
Oh wait, I forgot to mention. I also picked this game because it was short, but apparently not short enough.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
hands.
I didn't play it. Could you actually imagine if I just showed up to this one day and was like, nah, I didn't play it. Fuck this. No, I completed it.
Alex.
I completed it.
I
I completed it.
feel like this is the first time in a long time where I've played the least amount of the game.
I don't know, Resident Evil. He didn't really play much of that.
Hey, played more of it than I want.
That's fair.
Both times.
But man, there's plenty more of them in the series.
Unfortunately, I'm sure Hans will pick one soon. That or Danganronpa.
Yeah, October is around the corner.
But I don't think you're picking for October, though. I'm pretty sure it's Alex.
Well,
So,
Hans,
Alex,
if you wanna,
hear
you
me
wanna
out.
bribe me?
Alex, if you pick Resident Evil, I'm killing you.
Hans, if you want to bribe me.
I'll bribe you by... My bribe for you is next time round for my pick, I won't pick Danganronpa V3.
Why?
Alex wouldn't want that.
Because all you have done is bitch about the fact I'm probably going to pick it next because it's come up in summertime.
I have liked both of them.
This one's 50 quid though.
Oh, that's pretty hefty, but I mean...
So, let's kick things off with gameplay.
Okay.
I didn't like the gameplay.
What?
Well, not that I didn't like the gameplay. I have issues with the gameplay.
Was it the fact that there was a distinct lack of it?
Yes! Pretty much. Like, I literally, like... it's hard to... I feel nothing for this game. Because I don't think the game is challenging. And but that's fine. That's fine in certain scenarios, but I also don't think the game is fun or engaging in a lot of ways. So I don't like playing through it, it just felt like I was getting nothing out of it.
I agree that it was not challenging. To me, I didn't feel like there was much meat to the bone, I suppose. But yet somehow I didn't. I still enjoyed it. I think it's artsy games like this tend to kind of do that though. Like, because when I think of this game, I think of games like, what is it? What's that one about? You go back home.
Gone Home.
Gone Home. Yes, that should have been easy. Like Gone Home or the remains of
Edith Finch.
Yeah, Edith Finch. They're very artsy games. They're very nice games, but there's not really much gameplay to them. They are an experience more so than a game to me.
So I would completely agree that it is not difficult. It's like there's not much meat to the game. Let's put it.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's kind of nice for once. And like, I don't know, there's just something about it that, like I said, it's really ironic that Nick didn't finish it. But like, it's one of the few games where I'm glad it ended where it did. Not because, oh, I'm so fed up with it, but because like, you know what? There's not much else like that they could do at this point. And like, I don't know, I just feel like it's, like from a gameplay standpoint, you know, it does nothing wrong. Maybe it doesn't do anything right, but I think Nick is right. It is quite middling in that regard then.
So I'll say, like, yeah, I agree. Like, I don't think this game does anything wrong by any stretch of imagination. And I want to go back to the point that Anne said about games like Gone Home and What Remains of Edith Finch. And for me, I thought of Firewatch as well, where, like, those games have a hook, and that hook is usually the narrative. And I know there's another section about narrative and what the story is, but I feel like the story is that bare bones and not like metaphorical, or like there is a higher level that is very, it's not direct storytelling, it's very much this is happening and you take what you want out of it. I feel like that is what kind of didn't hook me in this compared to those other story driven games, where I feel like because that story wasn't as interesting to me and I didn't feel like there was much of it there to actually take a hold of, it just felt like I was going through this game for the sake of going through the game.
And I was just saying, I think that is a fair point, and I feel like this, I feel like this is actually probably the best part is that, because whenever I picked this game, I was playing it at the start, I was like, we're probably going to have a really boring discussion because it's quite okay, like a lot of the other games I've actually picked, funnily enough. But it's nice that, like, because Nick had this opinion of essentially, like, this is very much a game in terms of the story that, like, it is up for your interpretation. Although there is very much, like, as I sort of double checked with it myself, like, it is about, like, the 5 stages of grief. Like, that is what it is about. Even the achievements are even tied to those as well.
Okay, I didn't get that from this at all.
I didn't get that at all either.
Wait, the achievements? How? Because all the achievements I got were colors.
Yeah, no, there are other achievements which actually show you. And it's a little bit more obvious whenever like you sit down and think about it. Like for instance, like you get the smashy power, but again, like well, I guess that's to do with gameplay. But yeah, no, it's like that kind of stuff. But I think that is a fair point that like you might not have seen that, but like that is like clearly what they are getting across.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's yeah.
No, just in terms of like. So obviously, like, this game is like, there's not much to it, right? And there's no challenge and all that jazz, right? This game is nearly £15 for 3 hours worth of gameplay, right? Which is, to me, in my mind, is not worth the money. You compare that to games like Gone Home, which is, again, a similar vein of game where it's more of an experience. It's like £9.
No, Gone Home's
10.
like 15.
No, I'm looking at it right now.
Well, I'm pretty sure when Gone Home came out, it was like 15 quid. And probably for a 90-minute game. 90 minutes to 2 hours.
I think you're looking at the original soundtrack as well. The bundle pack. Like, to me, these sort of games, because they are so limited in kind of what they have to offer, they need to be cheaper. Like, I would not... if we weren't reviewing this, I would not have paid over a tenner for this.
Yeah.
Like, but it's like, that's not that it's a bad game, you know, and it's not a bad game or it's not a bad experience, but it's just at the end of the day, you have to get your money's worth.
Yeah. I enjoyed the game, but
Yeah.
I would agree with you. Like £15 pretty steep for what it is. Like £10 would probably be a pretty decent price for it.
Yeah.
Because it's more of an experience. But like, how many hours? 3 hours?
I had 3 hours, so I paid a $5 an hour.
Yeah, like that's worse than going to the cinema.
It's not as bad as hiring a prostitute, though. Just saying.
Also,
God damn it,
also
Hans.
another experience.
I was about to say also an experience.
Yeah.
A narrative-driven experience. And then also, much like Grief, when Hans gets a prostitute, he goes through the 5 stages of grief.
All making sense.
And
He's depressed, he's angry, he starts bargaining.
And much like when Nick gets a prostitute, he doesn't finish. So yeah, it's just like it is a weird game in terms of just like how do you review it, because you can't really review it how you would review games traditionally, you know, because it's not a traditional game in any stretch of the imagination, you know. So yeah, it's a tough one to call.
But I feel like in the comparison to like games like Gone Home and all, there is something to be said for this game has put in, like something like Gone Home, there is like literally you walk from point to point and it tells you a story. This is put in puzzles, but they are not good puzzles. And I don't know. It's not that they're not good. I think they are very, very simple puzzles. Like,
Yeah, they're
there
just
wasn't any
straightforward,
puzzle I went into that I didn't immediately know the solution.
Yeah.
Except of where to go.
Apart from where to go, yes.
Yes,
But that's a whole different
yeah,
story. And I feel like it's the weird balancing act between something what Gone Home did, and that is take the player through the experience and tell them a story, between this, which is implement something but don't implement it particularly well.
But then you see, whereas Gone Home and Firewatch did have kind of puzzle solving, like especially with Firewatch, where the puzzle solving was more kind of navigating the mountains and stuff via the map. What Remains of Edith Finch, it didn't really have puzzle solving or any element to it. It was just navigating the house. So I just...
Can I ask?
Mhm.
So I haven't played any other game like this where it's like just what I would call a walking simulator.
Yeah.
This is like the first one I've played.
Mhm.
I assume both of you have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you played one, Iowa?
No, not to my knowledge.
So, like, coming into this without any of that experience, because I've generally stayed away from them, I didn't really have any issues with it. Like, the puzzles are, they're what they were. And, yeah.
I suppose my issue with it comes from when they're that straightforward and that simple, they feel more like padding than adding to the experience.
Mm.
Like, it doesn't feel like I'm being particularly challenged to solve these puzzles. It just feels like, shit, if we just let people run straight through this game would take like half an hour.
Like, good example. So, when you're down in the water level, right, and you're being chased by the darkness, or the ooze, whatever you want to call it, right? The eel. Yeah, when it turns into eel form. I did not know for the first couple of minutes of that I was supposed to be controlling it, and I still couldn't die.
Really?
It autopilots you.
Yeah,
Oh.
You can't.
Amy said to me like,
You can feel that section.
yeah, Amy said to me like, here, what happens if it
There's
catches
no-
up to you? And I was like, yeah, let's find out. I just let my controller go. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
So it's
like,
kinda
there
like
is no way to inherently, like,
Yeah.
game over in this game.
There's no feel state.
Interesting.
And, like,
And
that was
that's
kind of, when I first hit that bit, that is when I, like, the wheels in my head started spinning and saying, like, this is pointless. Like, what I'm doing here is literally not affecting the game at all. This may as well be a movie.
Yeah, and it's like Nick said, like, if there is no challenge to it, usually what these walking simulators will then rely on is a good story, because you'll want to see where the story's going. And then, but again, this doesn't really have that, because you're just collecting colors and then you save, and then you pull the statue back together. It's not like you're finding. It's not like Ori and the Blind Forest, where although you are collecting stuff, there is narrative progression in each stage. You know, like when you find Gomu and stuff like that.
Like, looking back now, I enjoyed it at the time, but it's kind of just, I'm having a hard time forming an actual opinion of it.
Well, good thing you probably have about another 20 to 25 minutes to form that opinion before I ask
Exactly.
Alex.
Yeah. But it's like, it doesn't do anything amazing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do anything terribly. It's just like, yeah, it's a good experience. So what else is there to it?
Like, and I know this is touched on in the next section, but the only thing that makes this game stand out is kind of the art.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like, the art is gorgeous.
But like gameplay wise, I'm talking about.
Yeah, no. But in terms of gameplay wise, there is nothing spectacular about it, I don't think.
Yeah, it does its job.
Yeah, you're essentially just like given like powers once in a while.
Yeah.
Like kind of like no. Well, actually, no, it's not really. Well, probably maybe the double jump, like slight like variations on your regular 2D platforming powers.
Yeah.
And singing.
And the most unique of that.
Yeah.
Amy got quite. Actually, yeah. We'll touch on this later, right? But like the 5 stages of grief thing. But but do you know how like obviously the smashy power is anger? And you get it. You actually get it second or first or whatever as well. So apparently I'm just angry all the time because literally my first reaction whenever I see something new was smash it. Can I smash it? Like literally, there's a bit at like near the end of the game where you like stand on a hand and you're supposed to sing. My first instinct was smash the hand.
See, I think that's just from us playing video games so long. Our first instinct is, can I break this? Is there something inside?
Yeah.
If we see cracks, we're like, we must break it.
But I feel
it's like when you see a red barrel now, you're like, I must shoot it. It must explode.
But I feel like but I think that is a great way to put it. Is like that is from us as people who have played video games, right? This is like our attitude towards this. This is why, as Alex correctly said, there's nothing wrong with it, but at the same time, you guys are also right. Where it's like, well, it's not like a game-ass game either.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did they go in the order of the stages of grief then?
Yes. But for me personally, I find it very hard to sort of piece together like the middle parts. But yeah, like
because I'm thinking, I know it would have made no sense to the story, but if they had put the singing first, that would have been cool because that would have been very unique.
No, okay, yeah. So obviously the whole thing.
It would have been
Alex.
It would have ruined
How
the
can something
story.
be very unique?
What?
How can something be very unique? Think about it.
Right, shut up, Nick.
It's rare.
Yeah, it's right. But has any other game done that kind of thing, Nick?
What, had singing in it? Yeah, Guitar Hero?
No. Singing like that.
I don't get what you mean like that.
So, where you sing and you activate things round in growing circles.
Something makes me think there was some sort of game where like you could control your voice and do something with it.
I mean, well, games have used like musical instruments like that before. Like Zelda, like there's whole bits with the ocarina and all in Legend of Zelda, where you play things and certain things will happen.
I never played Zelda, so it's unique for me. So,
It's quite unique for you.
quite
Fuck
unique.
yourself.
But like, if they had put that first, that would have been like go through it in reverse then, kind of thing. Because if you think about it,
How can we smash things?
yeah, but that's not a rare thing to see. Like a lot of games have that kind of mechanic.
Well, the whole thing though is that like story wise, like at the start of the game.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm like I get why.
But what if
they
it
did
wasn't singing? What if it was just her screaming?
That would have been.
Jesus Christ.
Like it's agony.
Oh no! Let me put this with you. If you had singing at the start, could you stand listening to that from the start to the end?
Yeah.
I liked it.
I know you say that because I liked it too. But like thinking about it, though,
You like it for like the half an hour you
Yeah,
have it on
yeah.
power.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have to do it all the time.
oh, but then then it's not very.
But like, look at it this way.
you
IY's
don't need
first
to, like-
idea was always to try and smash things. If your first idea was always to try and sing at a puzzle, then it suddenly becomes a bit more prevalent.
That's what I did. As soon as I got it, I sang at everything.
That's how Alex solves all his problems. Can you pay for this takeaway, please, sir?
Oh, look, this giant eel is coming to kill me. I'll sing to it
Hey,
underwater.
man, we didn't have that option. But if we had that option, Hans.
Maybe if everyone
tried to kill
sang
us.
instead of Smash Dance, we'd have world peace.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
There's nothing wrong with a bit of Smash, okay?
Smash Mouth, am I right?
Somebody once told me.
Jeez.
Is the world rolling you, Hans? Are you not the sharpest tool in the shed?
I'll kill you. I'll kill you and I'll fucking enjoy doing it.
Well, you look kind of dumb with your finger in your thumb and the shape of an L in your forehead.
What was it? Oh,
So, the 2D art.
I want to smash you so much right now.
So yes, as previously mentioned, the art in this game I think is actually fantastic. I do think it is the high point of this game.
No,
And it is probably among some of the best 2D art I've seen in a video game in a long time.
Since Hollow Knight.
See, Hollow Knight has very simple art. I'm not throwing shade at Hollow Knight here, but Hollow Knight does have relatively simple art.
I have
This
to
is very.
give more points to Hollow Knight because it doesn't rely on colours that I can't see.
I actually said that to Nick when I was playing it. I said, this Alex is going to suck playing this game.
Because
You unlocked blue. Did I? I don't know.
I had to wait until the achievement popped for yellow and blue. Because I was like, have I unlocked purple? No, it's blue. Alright, okay. I was like, this is very strange. Purple? What? And I was like, green? Really?
It was
yellow.
the green and the blue I thought were very similar. There's two colours that when they unlocked them, were very suspect about what they changed.
yeah, no, Amy was with me whenever we got green, and we were like, oh, did we just get blue? I was like, wait, no, that's not green. Wait, that's... Yeah, no, you're
It's
right.
like a turquoise.
Yeah, no, you're right. But to be fair, blue did look like blue, but yeah, that green was...
Oh, maybe to some people. that they
Okay,
do.
okay, he's saying
Maybe
I'm
to some
colorblind.
fully
Is that what you're
functioning
saying?
people.
Yeah, art.
It's alright, Alex. If it's any consolation, there is colorblind people in work and they get slagged as relentlessly as you do.
I mean, it's like, we'll have to just take it. There's nothing else we can do.
You can get those color correcting glasses.
I mean, what's the point? I've lived this long.
I mean, you've still got at least, I hope, 50 years
I've
left.
lived this long, Nick. What's the point of them?
Sure, when Hans kills himself, you can take his eyes.
No, I'm good, thanks. Don't know where they've been.
The shit that they've seen.
Yep.
So yes, what is everyone else's opinion on the art?
Great.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
The minute I knew the art was absolutely phenomenal was whenever you first climbed the tower, and then that big, I don't know, stingray sperm thing that flies through the air. I was just like, this is fucking awesome.
I struggled to think of a game that does art similar to this.
Yeah, it is quite unique.
God damn it, Hans. there are a few games that go for really artistic looks and typically lean towards a cartoony look to games. I'm not saying that a cartoony style is a bad thing, but this is very much a an intricate drawing type look rather than cartoons. I'm struggling to think of the last game I played that had art similar to this.
It's like watercolors, right? That's what it is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
oh, there's one actually. Don't know if you guys ever played it, but I guess it's God's own style. But Child of Light.
Oh, right, yeah,
I did play that actually, yeah.
I guess that you could say that's kind of similar. But
Oh no, well, it's similar in the way that it's definitely gone for a more artsy look than thick outlines and stuff.
No, I would say it's the art is the best point of this game. It's just a shame that the art can't carry an entire game.
But I think can I talk about other I guess cosmetic details, right? Not artsy thing, but there's some really neat things it does, really basic things where the sound of water, the difference whenever you're walking along water, the little pitter patters, and then also whenever you die, the way the sound muffles and goes out. I think stuff like that, really subtle things like that, is really good. But
The music was very nice. It's very chill.
So I think the music is nice, but I cannot remember any of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'm in the same boat. I remember being nice to like play along with.
Which is good, right? Like that's what you want.
It's no Devil Trigger,
No. Well, I was gonna say
which is now the pinnacle of all video game music.
It's no Bastion Transistor Power.
like the one I would think.
It's no Smash Mouth.
It's no Smash Mouth. You're right.
Like the one thing I would point out is like I remember like the like Ori and the Blind Forest, the water escape scene, like that bit. Like I remember the music from that, and I remember all like the Hollow Knight music and stuff. But like this game, I don't remember it. But like I don't remember being like, oh, this sucks. Like I think it is fitting, if nothing else.
No, like not noticing the music is never a bad thing. Like if the music is noticeable but still bad, that's not good.
Yeah.
But like if the music is completely incidental and you don't really notice it, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a mark against the game.
No.
Anything else around the presentation and art?
Yeah, I noticed something early on. So you know the way her legs and arms are designed as kind of little stick things? Mm-hmm. But whenever you get a close-up of her hands actually go normal. It's continuity error.
Really?
Oh, that was
No, right. Because I thought like, because it kind of was like, oh, right, okay, so that's like, it's a case of like, it's a style choice that both her legs and her arms are twigs or whatever, that's class. Then I zoomed in, her hands were normal. I was like, alright, so then it's just a distance thing. So her legs will be normal. No, because when her hands were normal, her legs are still twigs. Made no fucking sense.
Maybe that's...
Get your shit together, game
maybe
developer.
That's just how she is. And maybe you're just being a dick.
Yep. Maybe it's a disability that she was born without proper feet.
In which case, I apologize.
God damn it.
What? It's a perfectly valid continuity point.
Is it
yes?
I'm pretty sure you're the only one who cared. Out of everyone else who's played the game.
I'm probably the only one that noticed. With my eagle eyesight.
Oh, I'm pretty sure everyone noticed in like the wee cutscene bit.
Fucking disgrace.
Yes, you
Wasn't
are.
even the point.
Yes, you are. Alright, let's move on, Nick.
Alright. So, let's move on to our final section that we've already kind of touched on. The story?
Yes.
What? Why is everyone laughing?
Because you keep, like, if your voice went any higher, only dolphins could hear you.
There's a question mark. I gotta inflect properly. So yes, as I mentioned, apparently the story is a metaphor for the 5 stages of grief. I didn't get that at all. I don't know.
I didn't get that at all.
I didn't get that at all.
Did you get this while playing it, or did you look it up?
I think I'd already heard about it beforehand.
Okay.
Oh.
So obviously that is
Wait. Now,
because
did this come from the developers themselves, or is this like a theory?
I'm pretty sure it's one of those things where it's like enough people have kind of said it, but like I don't know. I haven't heard it from developers themselves. But like I think it is fair to say though, like for instance, the first power you get, it is the smashy power, but you don't use it to smash first, right? You use it to get through the storm, which is denial, because you are pushing through like this like the wind, right? Which obviously, and then you go smashy, or my game always smashy. But after that, like I would need to like look it up. I think that part is like really like that's fair. But I think after that, I would personally need to look it up.
It's it's quite on the nose at that point, but then it gets really obtuse.
That's for me though, right? Like I don't really know that much. Like, and obviously the game, it starts with her like losing her voice, and this statue like breaking, right? And at the end, she gets her voice back, right?
See, I would agree with the idea of loss, but I wouldn't go for as far as to say it's the stages of denial or accepting the loss.
I'm looking at this Steam page here.
What's up?
Yeah.
The first sentence or so is on this about this game section is GRIS is a hopeful young girl lost in her own world, dealing with a painful experience in her life. Her journey through sorrow is manifested in her dress, which grants new abilities to better navigate her fated reality. As the story unfolds, Gree will grow emotionally and see her world in a different way, revealing new paths to explore her new abilities.
See, so that's completely different. Alright, it says it's dealing with a loss, but then it also says, like, it's about her being lost in her own world. See, it's to me, just an artsy game will always be open to interpretation until it comes from the author.
I feel like I would agree with you if their achievements didn't strip say it. Like that, there is a conscious decision by the developer.
How do you get those achievements?
There is certain like skill-based things you can do to get the like. You know the way you see those like occasional icons, and then when you actually get to them, they'll like flash. I think if you collect all those in an area, you get a certain achievements and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. I got none.
I was usually one off.
Yeah, but they're not things you would like stumble upon normally. You need to like go out of your way and like backtrack with different powers, I believe.
See, my interpretation of the story was her fighting against her own doubt and like confidence and all that jazz because she lost her voice and she had to work her way back up to getting it back.
No, to me, it seemed like it was about the loss of her mother, or else possibly about her dying.
To me, it was about a woman who was colorblind and slowly getting all the colors back in her world.
That really resonates with me.
I thought it might. But Alex, how do you feel that you'll never get color back in your world?
Especially the fact that it's a girl. That's what resonates most with Alex.
I don't know. I didn't, like, personally, like, beyond the literal interpretation of what was happening, I didn't get much out of the story. I didn't see any deeper emotional level around it.
I knew there was, like, some sort of, like, because there always is, like, in these kind of artsy games, there's always subtext. There is always going to be subtext. Because that's what, like, these artsy games are. It's like writing or drawing, it's a emotional vent of sorts for these guys.
Well, I think...
Also...
Oh, who was that?
No, you go ahead.
So
you gave away the hands earlier. I'll let you.
Okay, all right. So recently, Amy got me tickets to go see a video game exhibition in one of the many museums here in London, and I feel like this is like essentially the point. I feel like this like matches like our conversation very well, where you know, as someone who just plays video games to play video games, but obviously this exhibition is a lot more. So it sort of delves deeper into like. So I think they used like I think Journey was one of the games that they talked about, and oh yeah, the big one for us for our group, The Graveyard.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
I can't remember what the point was, but it was something about...
You see this bad game?
Yeah.
We're not going to make a game like this.
Don't make this game.
But
Here's a good example, bad example.
I think there was also... I think it was really cool. I think Nick would have liked it. Was the Bloodborne was in it. And what it kind of showed was... Do you know how like in Dark Souls and shit, like there is this sense of like, oh, it's really frantic and shit? Right? But... then like there was this image of like gameplay and shit going on, but then like below it was like a picture of like a person holding a controller but playing it like really calmly, and like that sort of that kind of feeling that they want to try and get out of people. But obviously, you know, like I said, you know, if I was to play Bloodborne, I wouldn't be thinking about any of that shit. I think like this kind of game, like GRIS, sorry, like it is. I feel like we are probably not. Maybe we're not deep and meaningful enough to play something like this, right?
That hurts.
Yeah, right?
Bitch, I am so fucking deep and meaningful, you don't even fucking know.
Have you not seen how emotional Hans is these days? He's trying to kill himself for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
You didn't see my fucking university piece. It was depressing as shit, alright? Don't tell me I don't know deep and meaningful.
See, this is why, like, Hans, like... Yeah, it's not that Hans doesn't see the story of GRIS. It's that he is in denial, right? At the moment.
Yep. He needs to go back and stay on that first level.
Yeah. Wait. But I think like that is like the point though that I'm trying to make is that like I feel like the game probably did do what it set out to do. It's just that it's not for us in that aspect.
Yeah.
Any final points anyone would like to raise before we wrap this sumbitch out?
No.
I mean, I finished the council.
Yeah.
Did you actually? Well, before we sign off for the day, we will get your thoughts on the council. I feel like we owe you that after you picked it and didn't get to talk about it.
I'll go post-edit it back into the episode as well.
So, personally, I would struggle to recommend GRIS. I didn't get a lot out of it personally, and I don't think there's a lot there to get out of it for most people. I would struggle to say it's challenging. I would struggle to say it's fun. There apparently is a deep and meaningful story there if you go looking for it, but you really have to go looking for it.
Like Dark Souls.
Yeah, but that's still fun to play.
Is it, though?
I feel
me.
like this is a genre where you have to be...
Wait, well, did we just compare GRIS and Dark Souls? What the fuck is going on?
Because everything can be compared to Dark Souls these days.
Yeah, Hans.
I think it's like I still think it's a very enjoyable experience. Like you can sit down, you can play it, and to be honest, you'll enjoy what it is. But I would definitely struggle to recommend it for £15. I just don't think there's enough of a game there or of an experience there to justify that sort of money. It needs to be £5 to £10 cheaper, in my opinion. So I would recommend it, but only when it goes on sale.
Alex.
I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat as Hans. However, I would say if this is like this kind of genre is your thing, this is probably going to be the best example of it.
If you're pretentious as fuck, totally go for it.
Thanks, Hans, for putting the words in my mouth there. But yeah, but chances are, if you're really into this genre, you already have it. So, yeah.
See, I could potentially... So I would agree with the whole, like, from my opinion, like, maybe not £15. But at the same time, dare I say, I feel like this could be a nice entry-level kind of game. Like, for someone who does not play video games, right? Where
I would agree with that.
Where, like, you don't want to, like, have a huge challenge, but, like, you want to give them something nice to look at, right? So, yeah, like, I feel like this is very much a really good game for very specific people. Like, in my opinion, either people who don't play video games very much or have that kind of... who enjoy these artsy things. But maybe not for your average schmoes like us.
Fair enough. Mixed opinions. Possibly not worth the money.
But possibly worth the
Yeah.
money.
But possibly worth the money if you're way into art. And
You could not
metaphors.
be any more on the fence if you tried.
So, Alex,
Yes, Nick.
how was the council?
Side note, Alex.
So, did any of you finish it?
No.
Fuck no.
Right. Well,
I lost a hand and then that was it for me. So
well, let me tell you, the ending is very underwhelming.
That makes me so happy.
So, obviously, spoilers for the council.
For 2 episodes ago.
So, the ending. So, who got to the stage where you had to go find the Holy Lance?
No.
yes.
Right? So,
I got to
If
the
you-
bit where you lost your hand and stopped playing.
right. If you find the correct Holy Lance, you stab Mortimer with it, and that's the end of the game. However, if you happen to have the nails, because they also have the blood of Christ on them, who is an ancient, by the way, he's a demon.
Wait, Jesus is a demon?
This is-
Jesus is, in fact, Mortimer's father.
What?
Wait, I gotta play this game.
I think I maybe need to play this game.
And the only way to kill a demon is by covering a weapon or getting them to ingest the blood of a demon that's older than them.
I don't think that's true.
I think this is Alex's fanfic while he was away.
No.
Alex got real bored when he didn't have a PC.
So, since Jesus, obviously, is
Is a
older,
demon.
Stop saying that. It's so silly.
That is the best sentence I've heard all day.
older than Mortimer, and the spear is was covered in his blood. You stab Mortimer, and he dies. And then you walk away, and the credits roll. And that's pretty much the end of the game. I don't know what happens if you pick the wrong lance or if you don't have the nails on you, because I had the right lance. So
You can join Mortimer, so you can.
well, yeah, but I didn't do that.
Well, there's a whole thing. You can pick sides and sort of thing.
Well,
So this is the thing.
See,
I
Hans,
remember,
I picked sides,
right?
and then I decided halfway through, you know what? I don't like anyone,
Fuck that.
and
It's funny because halfway through the game we decided we don't like this game.
Because during the episode when we're talking about like how there's a supernatural element, my exact words were, "Man, I really don't hope they don't go like a route with demons and stuff, because that would really kill it." What the flying fuck happened?
I believe I believe I was like home when Hans got this bit, and I audibly heard him say, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" when the first mention of demons happened.
yeah, no, it's the demon story plays a major role from then on. In fact, everything is to do with it. You have to like invade people's mind and control them, and like
Yeah, because it turns out that's what the visions were.
Yep.
Is that was your
You were
demon
totally a
demonic powers
demon
coming
all
through?
along.
Yeah, you
Sarah
were.
was actually your sister, not your mother.
Yeah,
You slept with your sister.
yeah.
Got
real Game of Thrones
probably
and so
more
did.
than once in some playthroughs.
Yeah.
Maybe both sisters.
Actually, for me, actually, it happened more times after I found out, to be honest.
Oh, so is the Council secretly the best game ever made?
No, it's a fucking mess.
I did have a lot of issues with the skills, though.
That's where you took issue, was it?
Not the fact
Oh, yeah,
that
no,
Jesus was a
the
demon.
story was fantastic, right?
It sounds it does.
Up until the whole, stab and walk away, it was amazing. But the fact that you could spend 7 skill points to find out some completely useless piece of information that is never referenced again. That
Alex,
annoyed
if
me.
you want to hear 3 guys complain about the Council, have I got an hour for you to spend?
Hey. I really liked it.
God damn it.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Alex.
It's like...
Well, maybe you should have been there for the
I know
episode.
it's super janky. I know the skill system isn't the best, but for some reason, that story, the fact that Jesus is a demon
Jesus equals
and
demon.
is technically your grandfather is just amazing.
To be fair, that is the sort of thing Alex would just fucking love, so...
Alex, you like the Da Vinci Code by any chance?
Yeah, yeah, I do actually. Yeah.
God damn it.
And there we have it.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, can we wrap this up before I go insane? Oh my god.
Okay.
Next month, Snick Picks, The Council 2.
Oh my god, is there a sequel?
No.
And there will never be a sequel.
Hey man, there's still loads of demons in the world, Hans. You didn't kill them all.
Yes. Next month. As my mind attempts to recover from what I've just heard. My pick. I've decided that we should play another game that some people have deemed a walking simulator.
Oh, for fuck's
Really?
sake.
But less of a walking simulator than most.
What?
I have picked Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
I have not heard of that.
Oh.
I've never heard of this.
Is it
Yeah.
on Steam?
Yes.
This actually
Is it on Switch?
got really...
Yes,
Oh.
it is on Switch.
Okay.
This game blew up. It was like... there was no physical copies released, was there?
I think there was
It's purely
eventually.
digital.
I think there was eventually.
Okay, I want the record to show this is 25 quid, so, it needs to be twice as good as GRIS.
This game got really... Like, I think it won awards and stuff. So
Wait, this is a walking simulator?
Yes.
That's a
Of
shame, because these
sorts, of
screenshots
sorts.
look pretty badass.
It is made by Ninja Theory, who you may have heard of, made DMC,
BAFTA winner games.
and also made
Yes, BAFTA, that sort of one.
other games.
Wait, is it like... I guess we'll find out. Whew, mature.
So yes, join us next time when we play Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
Just so you know, guys, it may not be appropriate for viewing at work.
That's good to know.
Just so you know.
Sweet. But for now, it's a goodbye from Hans.
Have a good one.
Goodbye. Goodbye from Alex.
Bye.
A goodbye from IY.
See ya.
And a goodbye from me. See ya. Blue has returned to the world.
I mean, purple.
Well, for you, yeah.